Good morning, you guys, it's Karen, and I thought I would just come in and say hello and give you a few updates because I had planned all sorts with the different devices I was using. You know, I was using the Nira laser and the radio frequency devices, and things have gone a bit off plan because of the migraines, obviously. So I thought I'd give you a bit of an update on those. I'm also doing a little mini giveaway that I'll tell you about for this extra pip box, which is a cruelty-free beauty box. I'll tell you about Christmas Day and what's happening going forward. That means I might look a bit different next time you see me. So Christmas was hard as expected without, you know, with it being the first one without Dad, but I thought it would be more Christmas Day or I would be upset, but it was sort of sporadic over the whole period. And specifically on Christmas Day, we did have traditional roast dinner, just myself and Kev, but I didn't like make the table up. I didn't set it for Christmas, if you see what I mean. I did, and I had that little thing that was a seat reserved for Dad. So it wasn't, that wasn't too bad, because that I think would have been the thing that would have set me off, you know. So we just had a roast dinner, but on our normal table settings. We went to see Kev's mum and dad in the morning because just to say Happy Christmas and exchange presents. We weren't there very long at all, made sure we washed our hands before we went in. We didn't want to spend too much time there because we are in full lockdown now in Scotland, and the rules were changed that you were only allowed to see you're only allowed to go inside households, mixed households, on Christmas Day. It was actually quite a busy day for us because we got up, opened some of Watson's presents. Watson is very, very lucky, he gets lots of presents. And then he went for a walk. Then we went to see Kev's parents. Then after that, we came back across to this side of the town, had just enough time to change into our walking clothes again, and then we took Watson to meet his girlfriend on the beach and our friends, and so that was nice. Then we finally got to open our own presents kind of 4 or 5 o'clock and have our dinner in the evening. So yeah, it was a busy day, and I think that was another thing that was good. It kept my mind off being too upset. Gifts wise, I got all of my usual favourite things. I got lots of fluffy socks, I got lots of bath things like bath bombs from Lush and shower gels. I got lots of notebooks. Myself and my best friend don't actually exchange gifts, but she snuck them in with the presents for Watson. She snuck in a notebook that had a picture of me and Watson on the front and a bottle of espresso martini. I keep calling it tiramisu martini, and it's only recently I've realised there's two. And I wondered why my cocktails always tasted different when her and I used to meet for lunch. But obviously in 2020, I think we met for lunch once, maybe twice, but we saw each other a total of 4 times, and we used to meet for lunch once a month and then go for cocktails afterwards. And so she just put a little note in saying, you know, I know we don't exchange gifts, but it's been a tough year for you. Bless her. So that was really nice, and I really enjoyed it. I had some of this espresso martini last night. So yeah, and I got some money from Kev's mum, so I shall spend that probably on makeup, maybe not, maybe on clothes, but I don't know because all the shops are shut, so there's certainly no sales that you can go and visit. I'm finding it really hard to buy clothes online. Let me know if you're the same, because I feel like I can only go to places where I already buy clothes from, you know, and I already know the sizes, and even then it's difficult because, for example, if I went to Next online, I still wouldn't know what size to buy because I can buy things in there in a size 10 tops. If they're really, really stretchy, they tend to be huge, or I can buy things in a size 14, so I'm never really sure what size to get things. And I've been ordering things and then having to send them back. Like I ordered a dressing gown from Next and it was too small, and it was a medium, and I was like, okay, normally I would be kind of a medium in Next, you know. Anyway, the pit box, let me tell you about the pit box. This is the same box as I did the review on. So it's got everything in it the same. Chocolate face peeling mask, leave-in conditioner, hand cream, there's a face mask in the bottom, there's a liquid lipstick in there. It's quite a few things. And do you remember I said that I had purchased one, but I was also being sent one that I didn't know about, and so they were both the same. So I thought I would do a giveaway with the extra one, if you like, but it's the Facebook and Instagram one. I'll put all the details in the description. It's just to go and leave a comment and say that you've liked my page or followed on Instagram, whatever it is, and I'm not sure when the closing date will be, but like I said, I'll put that in the description. So before I give you an update on the kind of anti-aging gadgets, let me tell you why I might look different next time I see you, and what's going on with my headache. So my headaches or migraines have been really quite bad for the last month. As you guys know, I've mentioned before. Thankfully, Christmas Day, I had what I call a sticker day. I have a book that is a diary. You know, I keep a diary in every day of what supplements I've taken and how bad my head was and what drugs I've taken and tried and what things I've been doing that might have triggered it, that kind of thing. If I have a day where my head is fine and I have no sort of other symptoms and no headache, because migraine is more than just a pain in the head, I put a sticker on that day because it doesn't happen very often. But Christmas Day was a sticker day. Christmas Eve wasn't great. Boxing Day wasn't great. But Christmas Day was, which was really great. And I've managed 2 great big family walks with Watson and Kev, which has been really nice. However, overall, it's still really bad. I was waiting for an appointment to get to the migraine clinic for Botox. They cancelled on me once and said that it would probably be the end of January that I would have it. And I was actually quite pleased they'd cancelled, because I had read a lot about it. I'd kind of scared myself witless, because you can have problems holding your head up afterwards. Some people have problems swallowing and breathing even. It's quite a big thing. But I've since sort of read more research on it. I talk more about this over on Life as a Zebra. I've done a migraine update video. And when my head is really bad, as it has been recently, you'll do anything, you know, you're desperate for a solution. And so I'm prepared to take those risks now. And so I was thinking, I wish it was before the end of January. Although that said, my next plan had been to go to a chiropractor. But I've got an appointment through, and I have got it on 6th of January, on the 6th of January, so a week on Wednesday. And at first when I got it, I was like, oh no, because I was having a good few days, and I was like, I'd much prefer to see if these good days continue and see if maybe the HRT I'm on has balanced out, or see if the supplements I'm taking have helped, or see if the changes I've made with how I do things with Watson have made a difference mechanically, and also go to a chiropractor. But I'm now happy that I've got it, because although I'm back to more like it was before, where like today I'm okay just now, but in sort of an hour or so, that's when it will kick in. It kicks in anytime between 11 and 2, and then that's kind of the rest of the day gone. So I am excited about it. However, the injections they do it all down the back of your neck. They do it like in here through your hair. They do it all down on your shoulders, the back of your neck, the base of your skull, all over your head and on your forehead. Different places do it slightly differently, but this is what she's told me. There's a lot of injections. So with doing it on the forehead, it is likely that my eyebrows will drop down and that my hooded eyes will look even worse. So I'm not looking forward to that aspect, but I think for the first time I'm going to ask them if they'll be a bit conservative, because I'm nervous about all the side effects. But obviously I don't want them to be too conservative, because I do want an effect, and I think if they do it on my neck, it's definitely going to help. But I'll see what effect it has on my eyes and then take things from there. So I may just have like super hooded eyes, because if I push my eyelids down, you know, there's an awful lot of excess skin. And the thing about that is it will make a difference to what I'm testing, you know, any devices I was using, any creams I was using, anything like that. It will be difficult to say, because obviously, you know, if it changes the way my face looks, then you can't tell what's happened. The other thing that it will change is, one of the things I was hoping to do in 2021 maybe was to have the eyelid surgery again, because I do have an awful lot of excess skin, and I think I've come to the conclusion that that is the best option. But there's a couple of things holding me back from that. Number one is, I would like to, if I'm going to pay £200 for a consultation, I want that to be face to face. And at the moment, with the whole COVID and the new strain, etc., and we're in lockdown for January, most of January anyway, but it's all telephone consultations or video consultations, and I'm not comfortable with that. I'd really like to see somebody face to face, so I'm happy to wait until I can see somebody face to face and kind of do it right this time, you know. But the other thing is, with having the Botox, I can't get a consultation until the Botox is completely out of my system, so 3 months. It's the same with these having Botox for headaches. You can't have it until you have gone at least 12 weeks since having your Botox, because that's it out of your system. Even though some people think that it lasts longer, that's just the kind of hangover results of your muscles being weaker. So if the Botox does work for me, then I will need to have it I think they'll do it every 6 months, they said. So I'd need to get it in that 3-month period where the Botox had worn off, and go and have a consultation then. So it just is going to make it a bit more tricky, but I'm okay with that. So if I did get any severe effects from the Botox, like not being able to hold my head up or swallowing problems or whatever else, and the serious side effects, then obviously I wouldn't be able to do YouTube. I'm not sure how people cope with the not being able to hold their head up other than just stay in bed until it wears off. I'll find all that out for my own research before I go, and obviously on the day. If it does work, then you'll see me and I'll tell you that I've had it and it's great, and we'll see what the difference is in my face, you know. So what I wanted to update you on is the Nira laser and a little bit the radio frequency machines I was using. So the Nira laser, the funny thing is I've actually lost the little device. I was like, what have I done with it this morning? But I started using this 10 weeks ago, or 10 and a half weeks ago. And I'd been told that it takes 10 weeks to see any difference. So I only used it for about 7 weeks, but it's not that you have to use it for 10 weeks, then you stop and then you've got the results. Really, you should be using this regularly, but you won't see the results of you using it for, say, even a few weeks until 10 weeks. I don't know whether I'm making sense there. I stopped using it at 7 weeks because migraines kind of took over everything, and I was like not interested in zapping things around my eyes and, you know, all the other things. I was just in too much pain. So I thought I would wait and see at the 10-week point, which is now, and take photos and see, well, what difference is there? Because there should be some difference from me using it twice a day for 7 weeks. There should be some difference, even if it takes until 10 weeks to show. I did check at like 6 weeks and there was nothing. I used it all along here. I went one line there and then another line underneath, and then I did it all along here on my crow's feet, and there's one particular line I did it on. On the left eye, the idea, as you may remember, was using the radio frequency devices. I didn't have the little Sensical radio frequency device for a while because I thought mine was faulty, and then I got another one, and I was going to do the comparison for you guys. But again, I didn't really use them very much, to be honest. I didn't use them enough to test them out. I would need to do that again. And what I found is that let me show you. This is the one that I bought from Amazon, and it's just too cumbersome. I really like this. I think this one has got more heat, because I remember the other one is the Sensica, which I've also lost, but it's a little device about the same size as the Nira laser. I bet they're both together somewhere. I've put them in a safe place until I was ready to review them. The Sensica one is lovely to use, but it's sort of intermittent heat around the eyes. I think the Sensica one would be great to use if you wanted to, well, if you could use it for long enough, you could get rid of some fat in your face. You know, you could tighten skin around your jaw, that kind of thing, but for the eyes, it's not actually meant for the eyes anyway, but it just doesn't fit in those contours properly. This one does, because it's got a pen, and it works perfectly here, but this can get very, very hot, even, you know, so it doesn't stay in even heat. Neither of the devices do, actually. The Sensica one is lovely and warm, and then it sort of seems to go off for a couple of seconds and then come back on again, or go off for 4 or 5 seconds and come back on again. Maybe that's just a safety thing. Whereas this one can be lovely, lovely and hot, and then all of a sudden you're like, ow, it's burning, you know. It can go very, very hot even on a low level. So I definitely didn't use the radio frequencies 100%. Like I said, I don't think I haven't tested them well, and I don't think I will, because this one is just too cumbersome to have and plug in, and it's just too much. You know, a little mini device is fine, and the Sensica is just, like I said, doesn't really fit, doesn't really work around the eyes. It doesn't stay hot. So I can say I've seen no results on my left eye with the radio frequency, but I haven't tested it enough to know. So you can't really blame it. I do think radio frequency may well work, but I don't know. On this side though, with the Nira laser, I hate to say it, but I have seen no differences. If anything, I think my eyes look worse now. I stopped again with the LED treatments. I haven't been using the mask, not because I don't like those, because the mask it fits into my little skincare bag. You know, it's easy to put on. I still love my Care lamp. My Care lamp is sitting over there. That's my favourite one to use. I just really enjoy a few minutes in front of that, and have used that occasionally, but I've not used the mask at all for weeks because, like I said, I was just like, who cares how old I look? I just want to get rid of this pain. But I can see no difference at all in my eyes, and like I said, I think if anything they look worse. And with the hooded eyes is where I can see they look worse. It looks like there's more skin and it's more sort of crepey. But that specific line, I looked at the pictures this morning. I took pictures, had a look, and it is exactly the same, if not longer than, you know, because it meets with very much with the corner of my eye. I get rulers out on the screen and everything, you know, to check it. I know that a lot of you were very positive about this and a lot of you had seen results. So, as I always say, it could be to do with the Ehlers-Danlos loss because I could have faulty collagen, and so it may not be a reflection of the device. But I think I hate to say I'm done with devices, because then something else will come out and I'll be like, oh, that looks really interesting, you know. And I've never really believed that skincare can do an awful lot with regard to, I just suddenly panicked that I hadn't switched the microphone on there, with regard to big results in anti-aging. The only one that may is tretinoin, and as you guys know, that hasn't worked for me. I'm currently using Differin on my chin just because I'm having hormonal breakouts galore. But yeah, I think skin can really make a difference in the overall appearance. Like, I think it can make your skin look plumper, and it can make fine lines and things look less visible if you've got a good skincare regime that means that your skin is not dry. I think that looks much healthier. But as for, you know, diminishing lines and tightening up skin, I don't know. But I did do yesterday a TCA peel on my eyes, and so this is the third one I've done, and so I'll be interested to see what, if anything, I see, what differences, if anything, I see after this. Because what I can say is, my eyes are not sore at all, they're not even red, but they feel tighter when you use it, because you can almost feel it tightening the skin, you know. So I'll be interested to see if there's any result there, but so far, you know, having done those two already, there's no difference. I'm still using peptides around my eyes and on my face, and that's pretty much it for the actives, peptides and niacin. So I'll continue to do that and see what I feel like afterwards. I'm really tempted to do a 6-month test of doing nothing, you know, not nothing like I would use moisturizer. Of course I would use a night cream, although, you know, look at Melissa 55, she looks amazing and she doesn't use a moisturizer. So there's some thoughts that I could go without that as well and see what happens. But I would really like to go 6 months with doing nothing other than hydrating my skin, cleaning it properly and hydrating it and seeing what happens. But the difficulty with that is you don't know how much of the results would be from what you'd done in the previous 6 months. Certainly with, you know, any kind of retinol or retinoids, that would be the case, although I'm not using them. But things can take that long to show. I think I'd probably need to do it for longer, but I don't know. I might think about doing that. Let me know what you think. But I'm certainly not going to be using the Nira laser. I'll probably sell it, to be honest, because, you know, I bought it was £200, so I will probably sell that. And I don't know what to do with this RF device. This one was £84, but this one would be super heavy to put in the post. That's everything, I think. I have some New Year's resolutions, which are, I always do, but New Year's Eve obviously will be very, very quiet. We don't normally do anything anyway, to be honest, but with it being lockdown, it should be fairly quiet. I don't know if there'll even be any fireworks going off or anything. I guess people will have their own fireworks in their gardens. My New Year's, well, it's not resolutions really, it's New Year goals, is to get on top of these migraines once and for all and have a much healthier year from that point of view, because there's so much more I could do, and exercise more and you know, eat better again. 2020 was supposed to be the year I lost my excess weight, but the migraines got in the way of that, because weirdly, apparently it's a classic migraine thing, but eating a lot actually helps migraines, and exercise is a trigger. And so it's been tricky, because every time I have felt a little bit of improvement and got onto my exercise bike, it's triggered a migraine, and when I've got a migraine, I'm like, right, I need to eat. So hopefully 2021 will see me lose some weight, get a bit healthier, do a bit more exercise, and be able to walk Watson a bit more as well, because I do really enjoy that. I hope you guys all had an amazing Christmas. I wanted to come on and just see you, you know, show my face and say thank you so much for all your support this year. I know that it's been really up and down in terms of content that I've provided, because obviously with my dad dying in May, that just threw everything, and I probably mentioned it in every single video, and it affected things, you know, but it's also something that's kept me sane, you know, having that as a focus. And I know a lot of you have been through it as well, and it's something we'll all go through, is losing a parent, you know. I'd still like to get the tattoo. I showed a picture on Instagram of it on my kind of collarbone here, but Kev doesn't like that at all. He would never stop me, you know, he'd say, no, go for it, but obviously I would prefer he finds it attractive, and especially when it's on the front, something he's actually going to see, you know, when looking at me. So I tried another one sort of on here, and he prefers that. He says, yeah, that one I could live with, kind of thing. He's not really into, you know, he thinks I've got enough tattoos and don't need any more. My mind goes wild actually, because as you'll know, it says Sail On Silver Girl, and the reason it says that is because my dad, whenever I was anxious about anything or worried about anything, he would normally email me or text me and say Sail On Silver Girl, or he would say one of the 3 lines from the song Bridge Over Troubled Water, and sometimes he'd say all 3. I remember once being really anxious about going to the doctor, and I was just feeling like I was going to talk to them about my knees, and I just felt like they were going to dismiss me, and I'm not very good at, or I wasn't very good at the time, I'm a bit better now, but it's kind of saying, no, I'm in a lot of pain, you need to do something, you know. And he sent it to me. It said, Sail On Silver Girl, your time has come to shine, all your dreams are on their way. And so my mind goes crazy, and I'm like, I could have Sail On Silver Girl here, and your time has come to shine here, and all your dreams are on their way somewhere else, you know, because I just love those words, and I always found them really, really comforting. So anyway, I think that's everything. I shall shut up and stop rambling now. I hope that you guys had a good Christmas. I hope you've got a good 2021 planned. Hopefully it will be better for all of us, because let's face it, we've all had a bit of a crap year, haven't we? Thank you so much for watching. Oh, I'll tell you what I'm wearing makeup wise. I'm not in love with my eye makeup, but again, I don't know why, but I don't know whether it's what it's to do with, whether it's to do with the shit year, whether it's to do with dad going, whether it's to do with just my age, whether it's to do with the hormones I'm on, because I'm on HRT, but I am not loving my eye makeup at all. Every time I do my eye makeup, like maybe 1 out of 10 times I like it. The rest of the time I'm like, oh no, that's awful, you know. I've gone a few times to do videos and just gone, oh no, don't like that footage. And even the last videos when we do my 2020 hair favourites, I really did not like how I looked in that video at all. But you know, what can you do? At some point you've got to go, this is me, aging or otherwise. I've gone off on a tangent again, but I've got on, I actually put on the Lancome Tainted Ultra foundation this morning, because it's in my bag just to use up, so that I get that out of my head that I'm saving it, you know. And it's old, so it needs to be used up. On my eyes is just the Tarte, I think it's called Tartist. It's just a matte palette. I didn't have a clue what I was doing this morning. On my lips is the Sleek liquid lipstick in Birthday Suit, and on my cheeks is a MAC blush called Melba. That's everything. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll speak to you again soon.